Hello students, today in this video I shall continue teaching tissue for standard 7 and for the chapter tissue it is video number 2. There it is, tissue, video number 2, class 7. We have in the previous video I have discussed about the meristematic tissue, the type of plant tissue which is dividing and growing. And today we continue discussion on permanent tissue. Details of plant tissue, we go on discussing on that. Permanent tissue. Permanent tissue. First of all, let us see the definition of it. Permanent tissue is a kind of tissue in which cells forming from meristematic tissue lost their ability to divide, take permanent shape and size, and perform one specific function together. The tissue that is called permanent tissue is formed from meristematic tissue, but they lose the ability to divide because they are maturing, and after maturation they take a definite shape and size and perform one specific function together, and that is the definition of permanent tissue. Classification, how many types of permanent tissue are there? Permanent tissue, this is the flow chart showing the details of the types of permanent tissue. Simple permanent and complex permanent. Simple permanent is what? All the cells are similar in structure and function. All the cells exactly same to same not, but they are similar in structure and function. All of them are doing the same function. Together the teamwork is also doing the same function. So this is the brief definition of simple permanent. All the cells are similar in structure and function. There are three types of simple permanent tissue: parenchyma tissue, collenchyma tissue, and sclerenchyma tissue. Parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. Parenchyma is what? The parenchyma tissue are those where the cells are very thin walled, living cells having large intercellular space. This is briefest way of defining parenchyma tissue. There are many other characteristics, we'll discuss it in separately when each tissue will be discussed. So thin walled living cells with large intercellular gaps, parenchyma tissue. Collenchyma tissue are what? Collenchyma tissue are those which is having unevenly thickened living cells, unevenly thickened cell walls of living cells with no intercellular gaps. Unlike parenchyma tissue, it is not having any intercellular gaps. Gaps are filled out with cell wall substance, and the thickness of the walls are not uniform. It is somewhere more thick, somewhere less thick. In the corner it is more thick, in the middle it is less thick. So this is unevenly thickened cell walls of living cells, no intercellular gaps of them. Details of that we'll discuss later. Sclerenchyma tissue is what? These cells are evenly thick-walled cells but dead cells. All the cells on maturity becomes dead, and the cells are such that their cell walls are uniformly thick and very thick with no intercellular gaps in between, jam-packed. They are not having any gaps. So these are the three kinds of simple permanent tissue where group of cells are having all the cells similar in structure. The other type is complex permanent tissue. Why complex? Because in a group, in a tissue, there are different types of cells. Cells are different in structure and shape and perform slightly different function, but together perform one major work. To understand that, in a team what happens? Different capability players are included in a team. Each one is performing their part, but final goal is winning the match. So that is the thing that happens in the playground. Here also, cells are different structure and shape, all right. Perform slightly different part of them, which they are performing, but together they are performing one major work. So that is complex permanent. There are two types of complex permanent tissue, xylem and phloem. How many types of xylem? How will you understand? 4 types of cells perform conduction of water and minerals. The briefest possible way to describe xylem, details we'll discuss later. 4 types of cells are found in the tissue, and all the 4 types are together grouped as a team, and we call it xylem tissue. And why it is xylem tissue? Because their function is very, very specific. Together they do one work. Conduction means transportation of water and minerals. That is only their work. And phloem tissue is what? Similar to xylem, they also have 4 types of cells perform conduction of food. 4 types of cells they also have, and they are working as a team to perform transport again, but they transport different substance. They transport dissolved food. When the plants produce food, those food is transported to different parts of the body by phloem tissue. Xylem transport water and minerals, that is raw materials. Phloem transport prepared food to different parts of the body. So this is actually the typification of tissue. Now let us go on to the details of the permanent tissue. For discussing the details of the permanent tissue, first of all, let us see the characteristics of all the permanent tissue that you have seen in the chart. Permanent tissue, characteristics of permanent tissue. What are the gross characteristics of all of them? Number 1, cells lost their ability to divide. That already I told you. Cells are not dividing like meristematic. They stop dividing. Number 2, cells have definite shape and size. Since they are maturing, so they will have a definite shape and size. Number 3, cells either may be living or dead. That already I told you in the classification. Some cells, some tissue it is living cells, some tissue it is dead cells. Cells either may be living or dead. Number 4, cells have large central vacuole if they are living. The living cells, they have large central vacuole, pushing the cytoplasm at the periphery, pushing the living substance towards the cell wall. So central space is occupied by the large vacuole. And number 5, cells may or may not have intercellular space. Like parenchyma tissue have intercellular space, whereas collenchyma and sclerenchyma tissue do not have intercellular space, and so on. So different types. These are gross characteristics of permanent tissue. Now let us come on to each type of permanent tissue. First of all, parenchyma. Characteristics of parenchyma tissue. Number 1, cells are isodiametric. That is, they are same in length, width and height. Means from all sides if you see, it is almost similar. That is isodiametric. Not that one side it is elongated, one side it is less width. Not that. It is all the same from all sides. That is called isodiametric. Second point, cells have thin cell walls. Cells will always have very thin cell walls. That's why the tissue is very soft. Number 3, cells have different shapes like rounded shape, oval shape, polygonal shape, cuboidal shape, etc. etc. There are different types of shapes. Number 4, cells have large intercellular spaces in between the cells of a group of cell. Group of cell is called tissue. In the group of cell, in between the cells there are gaps. This is called intercellular space or intercellular gap. That is number 4. Number 5, cells have a large central vacuole in each. As I told you before, in the general characteristics of permanent tissue, if they are living, the central vacuole is very big, pushing the living substance aside. So large central vacuole in each. Number 6, nucleus of the cells are smaller and pushed aside. Pushed aside to automatic because central vacuole is taking the central space. So nucleus is smaller in size and pushed aside. Number 7, some cells may have chloroplast having green color chlorophyll pigments. Some of the cells contain chloroplastids, and this chloroplastid contain green color pigment chlorophyll, which make the cell green, and these cells are called chlorenchyma. Careful about the spelling. Chlorine, CHLORENCHYMA, chlorenchyma. So parenchyma containing chloroplast, chlorenchyma. Remember the term, it is always been asked in the short answer type questions. Where are they found? That means location. This is the most abundant tissue in plants. Found in the stems, roots, branches, leaves, flowers, seeds and fruits. Almost everywhere they are found in certain area where there are softer tissue. And what they do? Function. At the last, I think you will be having a little difficulty in seeing this, but function. They provide soft support because they are soft tissue. Store food. In many cases, they store food like it in potato, different types of fruits, ripened fruits. They store food. Sideways transport of material. Certain area where they are present, they transport materials sideways, laterally. These are the functions, general functions of parenchyma tissue. I will show you the pictures of different types of tissue at the end of the video. Next is collenchyma tissue. Parenchyma you have discussed. The next is collenchyma tissue. Here it is. Collenchyma tissue. General characteristic features of the cells of the tissue. First of all, cells are longer than broad, like a cylinder. In case of parenchyma tissue, what is isodiametric? That means length, breadth, width, all of them are same. Here it is different. In one view, one side view, you will see appearance like one type, and another view, if you take a cross section, you will see one type. If you take a longitudinal section, you will see another type. So they are longer than broad. Means one side they are looking like polygonal and other multi-angular cells, whereas long section they are different. The second point explains the first point. Cells are polygonal in shape if observed the cross section. That is the explanation of the first point. Cells are polygonal in shape if observed the cross section. If you take a cross section, just like this, taking the slice of this one cucumber, when you make salad and all this cross section, then they appear polygonal. But if you take a longitudinal section, lengthwise section, longitudinal section, they appear elongated, cylinder-like. So this is the speciality of the shape of these collenchyma tissue. Third point, intercellular space is absent or filled up with cell wall materials. There is no intercellular space. Even if the gaps are there little bit, which has been jammed out with the cell wall material, that is called cellulose. Cellulose is the substance by which the cell wall is made, so that is filled up with it. Number 4, cells are spatially thickened at the corners. That means what? That means the thickness of the cell walls are not uniform. It is varying. Certain area it is more thick, certain area it is less thick. Thickened at the corners, where in the middle of this there are thinner. Thinner means not as thin as the parenchyma tissue, but thinner than the corners. So unevenly thickened cell walls. Where they are found, location found below the epidermis of stem, leaf stalks and midrib, that means mid-vein of leaves. This tissue found mainly in dicot plants. Monocot plants are soft stem plants, they are not found in that mostly. In case of dicot plants like big trees, shrubs and all those, they are found, this kind of tissue is found, collenchyma tissue. What they perform? Tissue performed or provide mechanical support, strength to the part they are present. Strength and support, and also, this is interesting, elasticity to the plant parts. Means bending is allowed without breakage. It allows bending of stems and branches without breaking it. When there are strong wind or storms or something, at certain degree they allow the bending, but do not make the branch or stem break. So let us keep up to this. The video I will show you the pictures of parenchyma and collenchyma tissue. Next video will continue this discussion with sclerenchyma tissue, xylem and phloem tissue. Look at this. Parenchyma tissue is almost rounded in shape, thin cytoplasm at the periphery, large central vacuole, intercellular gaps, all the characters are there. And these cells are very soft tissue. This is collenchyma tissue. On the right side it is cross section shown, how thickened at the corners you look at, and cylindrical in the longitudinal section on your left side. That shows the cylindrical format. So that's why cross section one type, long section another type.